Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to episode 644 of the Drunk Dashers podcast. I'm, as always, I'm Tyler, and joining me, we have the man, the myth, the legend himself, Sir Colonel Gables. What's up, buddy?
This past week, this past week's been interesting because this is my last official week off before like the end of the year. So I've been able to get done with a lot of loose ends and stuff, help my mom in terms of Christmas shopping and stuff, and also decorating the tree and stuff in the living room. I've also this past week have been getting more in depth in terms of preparing for fantasy football playoffs. And it's so nice because it's like this the past couple of years I finished in our league like 6-8 like 2 years in a row. If not for Ashley going through and like figuring out how to go through and check previous stuff, and then me just fumbling around trying to go through and do that as well, I wouldn't even have thought about looking back at like the initial record stuff. But yeah, currently just prepping, trying to make sure I got everything else all in line and stuff before the playoffs begin, because I know I'm going to be playing in the first round. I know you have the first round bye, fairly
Undefeated.
strong.
Haven't lost. Never going to lose.
I know it's hilarious, dude. I mean, you say you haven't lost, which I know you had like what, two that kind of squeaked by.
Zero. Zero losses. Yeah.
But let's see. Other than that, though, it's like this week is just mostly prep for like the next iteration, like for the playoffs and stuff. And I know this week has been started off kind of like the bit of the off the wrong foot in terms of my matchup wise, because well, inside that Packers and Lions game, out of all the players that could have contributed to possibly, win against the Lions, you think that they would have tossed a board to Jaden Reed.
Yeah. Wasn't in the game plan. Only had 20 snaps.
Yeah, I know. That sort of frustrated me, but at the same point, though, I mean, it is what it is, though. I mean, I still trust him as like a starter in terms of my team and stuff because he always has that big play potential. He kind of reminds me like more of like in some situations like an MVS and stuff or Marquez Vandalez
What the fuck did
Scantling
you just say?
tour. I
I think you meant,
wanted to see how we would react to
Randy Moss.
that. I know he's better than Scantling. I get it. But other than that, Tyler, I mean, I've had this past week to go and invest myself in playing one game that I did pick up, and I actually managed to beat it this week.
Oh,
So yeah, it's oh boy, I'll say a little bit about it and what we have been playing and stuff.
okay.
But this week has also been sort of like me actually getting a whole bunch of the games that I have bought in physical form this year on my bookcase and just basically going through, okay, well, it's time to go and just play some bit of these games and make sure that, hey, if I do beat them, I beat them, but I need to get good experiences out of these things before
Okay.
I go back to work and stuff and probably forget about certain things or get too exhausted. But other than that, how has your week been?
That's all right. Clinging to bang as always. But just finally, I was telling you before the show, finally finished up physical therapy from my like breaking my ankle 5.5 months ago. So it's
Mm,
been a long journey. So finally like able to like really getting around pretty decent at this point in time. Like still got a ways to go as far as recovery goes. Endurance and strength is still an issue. Stairs is a problem, but no, it's been pretty good. It's incredible, man. Like it I don't know. It's like I cannot like express how like crazy like physical therapy is, like just how much like where I was like I do it for 6 weeks, where I was 6 weeks ago after spending 4 months in a boot and getting surgery and not be able to move my foot for 4 months to where I am, 6 weeks later. It's like it is miraculous how much better I'm feeling, how much more I can do, and just like I was going 3 times a week for three 1 hour sessions over every week, and then I was doing about 2 hours of like home exercises every day too on top of that. But
mm.
just where I was when I started to where I am now, it's like it's crazy. Every like I would talk to him like every like couple like every like couple days I was like I just feel like I've taken like a gigantic step in recovery, and
Hmm.
it's I don't know, it was funny. I was like it's after a while it's like I was telling my mom about it, and I was like so I told her like it's almost like really sad because it's like um like you basically like you spend a lot of time with these people, but like, and like you're talking to them, you're in very like, I don't know what's the word I'm looking for here, but like sensitive state, I guess, because obviously, like, you're coming back dealing with this injury. There's a lot of like mental stuff that comes, like, it wasn't like super,
Hmm.
like, it wasn't like I'm paralyzed or anything. Obviously, it's way more like, but like, you're kind of like, after a long time, you're like, your head, you kind of get fucked up in the head a little bit about the injury. And like, like you start, like, you just have a lot of concerns and issues about like long term issues and stuff like that. And just like,
Right.
it's just kind of crazy. Like, when you talk to them, it's just like, then it's like, get to the point of like, you talk, I was talking to my physical therapist, and like a decent, like, not like best friends or like deep dark secrets there, but like if like a decent amount with their personal life, decent enough about your personal life. They're asking you questions about things like, I don't know. It's like, it's almost like, not like, we're all just being cordial here, but it's like, it's a weird thing where like, it was like, I don't know, it was like almost like in a weird way. It's like, it's kind of like losing like a work friend, where it's like,
Hmm.
somebody you talk to all the time, but it's like you're only like really friends because you work together. But like if one of you left, you never talk to each other again. But like when they're gone, you're still like sad about it, And that's kind of how it was, where it's just like, we're both here for this reason, but like, I don't know, it's like, it's just kind of, maybe part of it too is just 4 months not being able to, I wasn't really able to like go anywhere, or so I live in an apartment by myself. Don't really talk to a lot of people, so maybe part of that too was just like social interaction and getting out of the house. But like, I don't know, I was actually kind of like, when it was over, I was just kind of like, it's very sad. I was actually kind of sad about it. It's just like, I don't know, and also like, um, just like after, like I said, 4 months of basically being stuck on a couch, doing some exercise, and like, and it was tough. Like, especially that last one, dude. It was like
Mm.
fucking. It's like a goddamn boot camp. It was like all the like every like one, they would like add like some more dimensions to it, like make harder stuff for you to do. And then the very last like one was like, cool. This entire thing is just you doing all the hardest. It's like, it's almost like you fight, like you play like a, bringing back to video games here. It's almost like, you play like a, you play through a whole game like a, I don't know, like a fucking Bayonetta or Devil May
Hmm.
Cry, but then like you get to the end, but then you gotta fight all the bosses over again before you
Oh
get to the final
God.
boss. That's
Oh
what
God.
basically the last fucking thing was. It was just like a 1 hour sprint of all the most difficult things. At one point, I about knocked the whole fucking staircase thing over. She had to catch me. I about fell on my ass. It was bad. It was rough. I was hurting. I was hurting. It was like a little makeshift staircase, not built like, bolted down or anything. It's just like, it's kind of like 3 steps up, 3 steps down. It's like the kind of like simulate like walking up and down stairs, stuff like that. And
Yes.
but you also has a railing on it you use. And I about fucking fell, and I about tipped the whole thing over. She had to catch me. This girl's like a third of my size. It was a whole funny thing. But anyways, no,
Oh
I'm
God.
doing a lot better. I got a doctor's appointment this week, so hopefully going back to work in a week or two, finally. But yeah, no, doing okay otherwise. It's just, it's been a long journey, and uh, I'm not like excited to go back to work, but goddamn, I'm tired of being in this fucking apartment. So, and
I
also,
would think
workman's,
so, Tyler. I mean, this has pretty much been like your you're pretty much your sanctuary here for like the past 6 months to get a recoup and shit. And
yeah,
yeah, seeing the same thing over and over again would get tiring after a while.
yeah, being in a, like being stuck in a 500 square foot apartment for 6 months, and then also workman's comp sucks. So, you call them home, but it's like can't really do anything. So, I mean, the nice thing is, luckily it wasn't like a broken wrist, I guess, because like I joked around for all the time at work, where like, hey, as long as like I can, walk, wipe, and play video games, I'll be fine. And like, like, obviously there's a lot of trying things here, but like,
Mm.
come in, as far as like, obviously like broken neck, major things, but like as far as like non super like serious injuries, a broken ankle probably the best thing that could happen as far as like an injury to get, like, because it would have really sucked
Yeah.
if I like broke my wrist and I couldn't play video games for like that whole, like, for like 4 months or
Oh,
something
that
like
would
that.
suck.
Oh goddamn, video games like the one thing that, like, uh video games is the one thing that got me through this whole fucking, last 4 months, but last
You would,
five and a half
you're
months.
it's like the arm that wouldn't be broken or something just looks like it's an incredibly big Popeye arm or something
Yeah,
like that because you use it for everything.
yeah, it's
That's
like
like
I
kind of like
figured.
my dad, dude. It's like when he got his war injury and stuff, he was left-handed and he lost the movement and stuff like his left hand, so he had to convert everything to right hand. And as a result, since he used his right hand for everything, his arm is literally like 2 times the size as his left arm.
It's like when, Quagmire found internet porn. He like comes out to get the mail, and his left arm is like completely fucking like, looks like goddamn Hulk Hogan. That'd been me. Like if I broke, like, I figured I beat Elden Ring with my left hand. It's just
Oh
like completely
God.
look like, yeah, it was like completely jabbed me over eating spinach. Uh, anyways, this is, I swear to God, this is a video game podcast where Gables and I get together every week, talk about video games, everything we love and hate
Mm.
about them, everything in between there too. We've been doing this for, over 11 years now, so we don't make money off this. We have full time jobs. We do
Mm.
this for fun. We do it because we love video games. So if we don't have, there's no way to like directly give us money. The only thing we really ask for is some of your time, and maybe you click some buttons along the way. Whether you're watching us on YouTube or Apple or Spotify or wherever, hit the like button, subscribe button, 5-star reviews, comments, shares with your friends, whatever you guys can do for that. We really would appreciate it. YouTube is a big thing we're pushing right now, so if you can help us out there, we hit like every metric for like ad revenue, except we need more subscribers. I think we need like 30 something more subscribers. So if you want to help us get there, that'd be fantastic. Maybe Gables and I can get like a free coffee or something every year out of this
Yeah,
podcast. I wouldn't mind a free Starbucks coffee every so often. Um, but yeah, anyways, let's not a lot of news going on this week, Gables. We're just gonna jump into some of some of this. I thought usually um, the week before Game Awards is like we hear a lot of rumors, a lot of like it's kind of almost like an E3 kind of way. Sometimes we're like, okay, how much of it is bullshit? How much is it real? Or how much like there's always like a crazy amount of stuff that usually happens. And this year, not so
yes.
much. Go ahead. Sorry, what were we gonna say?
I was just saying, yes, yes. I mean, it definitely doesn't feel like there have been a lot of supposed leaks leading up to the event, which kind of suggests to me maybe one or two things. Maybe it's like they have a lot of things under wrap or something like that, or two, there just really isn't a lot of that key things that we don't already know about.
Well, so Andy Robinson from VGC and Tom Warren both come out and said that this will be a pretty, a really good Game Awards. I can't remember the
Okay,
exact words, but they said it's gonna be a good one. It's gonna be a good one. And then usually, I mean, Jeff Keighley, I will get, I know like he gets a lot of hate, but he has been usually like he does a pretty good job of like setting expectations when there's not gonna be a lot there. Like in
okay.
years past, with like Summer Game Fest and Game Awards, he's gone out and done interviews. He'll do like live streams on YouTube, and like do some Q&As and stuff like that. And he's talked about over and over again about how your show is only as good as what you got, and he can't make people give him stuff, and they might not, and he can't go to like Nintendo and hey, give me your biggest announcement, or go to
Hmm.
PlayStation or Ubisoft or whoever, like or maybe like even if they do have stuff, he can't make them. Maybe they want to save that for themselves, especially now there's so many more state of plays and PC gaming show, and there's so many more indie events nowadays too, and third party events. So it's more and more stuff. There's more. There's we have a lot of announcements, but there's more things they can go. They get kind of things that spread thin. But Tom Morton and like a couple of people have kind of chimed in as well and said that like no one's really saying what it is. So I'm guessing it's like it's a very small like exactly what some of the big stuff will be. I'm sure I would be shocked if like it's Saturday night as of recording this. Probably we're gonna wake up Sunday morning and there's gonna be like three things get like leaked out, or or like Monday, Tuesday. I wouldn't be shocked if we start hearing some stuff. But I don't know. I thought this time around we can maybe just I wrote down some games here, and then like we can go through some of the studios, and then we can kind of like I don't know throw some ideas around, see how we're feeling about like potentiality of some of these things coming.
Okay.
One thing that does sound pretty certain, Bill Coon, who's a really good leaker. Um, he's he the Joseph Ferris, who did like It Takes Two and stuff. Um, Joseph Ferris has been like teasing a lot about his game. He said that we'll hear about it this year. Earlier in the year, he said that we'll hear about it by the end of the year. He's done some teases on stuff lately on social media. So this is from Bill Coon. Apparently, the game is called Split Fiction, and it is coming March 6th. So I would say this is probably a slam dunk that was going to be there anyways. But the fact that we're getting a release date, beforehand and title, I'm gonna bet even sure. Like, just Ferris has been, obviously he did the whole fuck the Oscars. He won the Game Award for It Takes Two in 2021.
Hmm.
So
Yep.
yeah, I wouldn't be shocked if I feel like this is like the one slam dunk that we have for this year.
Yeah, that sounds about right. I mean, if you have an initial date and also like he's been teasing everything going up there, I mean, it would lead to believe that there's going to be some form of announcement coming up here at the Game Awards because that's the last major sort of thing at the end of the year that we know of.
Yeah, yeah, and especially if it's coming out beginning of the year, so that makes sense too. So it'd be the one big. Like, I believe he did the same thing with It Takes Two, where they revealed it. They did the whole They did the song, and I believe that was like the 2020 Game Awards, and then it was out just a couple months later. So Gables, get prepared. We'll be playing through that here in a few months, so get prepared for me to be yelling at you. I want my rematch in check Connect Four. So, um,
Yes, and then we'll have that another awkward moment where we're sitting on a swing set facing each other.
Gables, that was, I mean, that's an all-time like top 10 romantic moment of my life. So, I don't know what you're talking about. Or like we can have a
Oh,
another epic like 15-minute long
dude.
arm wrestling contest.
Oh my God, like in a way out and stuff like that. That scene that played out and stuff, we're just both on the swing, so we
Yeah,
decided to do that, and just the interactions, like this is fucking weird.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
It's on our they're on our YouTube channel. Like you have to go way back. They're probably like in a playlist. Like I think we have like I put them in like a streaming moment playlist. It's on our YouTube channel. You can like find some of the clips like literally like a 4 minute button mashing thing between Gables and I doing the arm wrestling contest, and like I thought I nearly had a fucking aneurysm. Yeah, the awkward swing set moment. Um, and then there's us playing Connect Four against each other. So um,
Oh yeah, that's right.
yeah, so they're on here. So I have to go back and watch those. It's pretty funny. Uh, some other things though, I kind of some other games I've written down here, Gables. Um, just gonna throw. I don't know. I'm just throwing some stuff out here. Connect Four. Jesus Christ. Kingdom Kingdom
Traumatizing you
Hearts
years later.
4.
Kingdom Hearts 4. Honestly, I don't think it's going to appear at the show. I think that with Square Enix, they're going to possibly reveal it themselves, maybe like the beginning portion of next year. It's just the thing about Square Enix, with their game reveals. I mean, they don't generally like they don't generally. I just don't view them going through and introducing it to this Game Awards stuff. But at the same point, it's like it just makes better sense for them to go and introduce it like later on for like next year or whatever. I mean, we
Yeah,
don't even know how far along that game is.
yeah, yeah. They announced it years. I mean, they did that big teaser like 3 years ago, maybe. It's been a
Yeah.
while. I mean, the only thing I can think like, I mean, Square Enix has done a lot with Keeley in the past. Like, they had two at Summer Game Fest and Game Awards last year. We had two like big, huge like trailers for Final
Hmm.
Fantasy VII Rebirth.
Right.
So he's done stuff in the past. Um, I can see being there. I'm also thinking like there's been the long rumored like the Final Fantasy IX remake or like Tactics remake possibly. Um,
I kind
yeah,
of think, and this is me kind of like shooting out there. If we see anything really like Square Enix related as a major reveal, I don't see it more as like say an actual like game reveal or this or that. I mean, even if though there are like two instances where this could happen, which would be like we just talked about like Kingdom Hearts 4 and stuff, but there is actually still rumored to be like a Final Fantasy 9 remake
yeah.
as well. But the thing I'm talking about though has possibly and due to something else completely different. And I know that there's a World Tournament Finals that are going on right now, I think for Tekken 8. I kind of feel like with this initial thing, the major thing Square Enix like related is going to be tied in with Tekken 8 at some point because
To
there are
be.
people. No, 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 no.
She's in
Here's
everything.
here's here's the thing though. It's not going to be 2B, dude. I mean, let's think of it this way. I know that 2B was a part of like say for like Namco and stuff for Soul Calibur 6 and this and that and
And
stuff.
every other IP out there.
But Tekken, the last couple Tekkens, especially Tekken 7, they had guest characters from different games, and like Tekken 7 had Noctis from like Final Fantasy like 15 and stuff. I'm thinking that if they want to go and try to reveal like something like for guest characters, say like for Tekken 8, Tifa makes the most sense to me.
I'm gonna say Sin from Final Fantasy X.
The being that has like no conceptual form or
Yes.
anything like that.
Yes.
But it's honestly, it makes a lot of sense for like for Square Enix and stuff, is because with that tie-in with Noctis to Tekken 7 and stuff, I mean, a lot of people loved it. A lot of people like played as Noctis and stuff for like competitions and this and that. But it works both ways to where you get advertisement for, say, people to come back into, say, playing Tekken 8 and stuff because, oh, okay. the normal Tekken 8 player that's not like highly competitive, oh, they recognize Tifa and stuff, so they'll probably give this game a try now, or like this or that. It's just one of those things to where this she is, I think, one of the more requested in terms of guest characters there, but yet it just kind of feels like to me it's not going to be anything like really game related, like full game related that's going to be introduced
Okay.
for the show itself. It could be something as say like a guest character, and that's kind of like where I'm leaning towards. If it's a guest character, the first guest character for Tekken 8, it's got to be maybe Tifa.
Okay. All right. I'm still gonna hold that hope for a Near Automata 2, but I don't think it's ever happening. Um, Next up, Gables. I got it. We gotta ask.
Hmm.
Silk Song.
At this point, it's more or less like a wild card. This has been meme to death. Every freaking award show, every freaking conference,
Every day.
like every freaking showcases, directs, you name it, ever since that game was revealed, people want to know when Silk Song is going to be coming. Like, how far is it along now? And quite honestly, I kind of feel like that if people are anticipating a great show for this one, including some of the major people in the games industry, are saying themselves that something's revealed could be excellent and stuff, why not?
Yeah.
Why not be in this award show?
Yeah. I
I
mean,
mean,
hmm.
I'm just going to say point blank and stuff that I feel like it does have the possibility of being inside the game. Like the whole Game Awards stuff is an announcement. And I also kind of feel it's going to be like something that's going to be incredibly soon. Maybe like the first portion, maybe like the first month of like 2025, maybe in January.
Okay. All right.
It's something that obviously could be vastly wrong because people have tried to guess, even like companies like Microsoft try to put little things, oh, all these games are going to be out in this six
Yeah.
month period or something after being on Game Pass. And you see Silk Song, and that obviously didn't
Yeah. It's
happen.
been 2.5 years.
But dude, that game has got to come out sometime. And I
Does
know
it?
this has been like 2 or 3 years.
It's been five. It's been 6 years on Valentine's Day. This coming Valentine's since it was announced. So
Jeez.
yeah. So
What were your thoughts about this?
I'm gonna lean towards no, but I feel like it's like the easy answer. It's easier to lean towards no. Um, yeah, I don't think I just don't feel like it's gonna be there at this point. Like, um, it'd be awesome if it is. Like, I think the problem sometimes too is like, like saying like I do think maybe people get a little too crazy though sometimes when they hear like when you have like Tom Warren and Andy Robinson, like two very good people
Right.
that know a lot about like they're very good about like with sources and leaking information. Um, sometimes maybe we all kind of like, oh, everything. It's like we're all like start thinking, excuse me, they like, oh, like it's Smash Brothers, like everybody's here type of thing. Where like that might have like maybe we'll get one or two. Like people are like, I'm sure people are already freaking out. Oh, Bloodborne 2 is gonna happen, or like oh my god, like the the craziest things out there, all the biggest things are everything, all their dreams are gonna come true type of thing. Like PlayStation E3 2015. I don't think that's gonna be the case. I'm gonna lean towards no. I'm gonna put like I don't know. I'm gonna say like 20% chance it's gonna be there.
Yeah, I'm going to say yes, honestly, because why not?
Yeah, why not? You got nothing to lose here. Um, although if it doesn't show up, Gables, you have to show up to work naked on Monday.
Well, that's going to be easy because I don't work on Monday.
You're gonna show up to somebody's work. I'll
Show up to
fly.
the strip club naked. No.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Walk out.
Oh, that's a good
$40
way
for
to
a
get arrested and no trespass for life.
yeah,
So don't do that.
yeah. Made $40 though. Next up, next up here, Resident Evil 9.
Yeah, I feel like this is going to
Oh,
100% be there.
okay. Oh wow,
I absolutely feel like that's going to be there, dude. There's been so many different teases that have been going on, so many supposed leaks going on and stuff. Capcom has already like oh well, they haven't really made like say subtle hints that it's going to be like announced like at this award show or something, but when I'm thinking about the Resident Evil 9 stuff and like all the various things that could be for like characters or for this and that, I haven't delved too far into the actual leak components and stuff like that. But from a lot of the rumblings that I've seen personally from like online and this and that, it leads me to believe that it's going to 100% be revealed at the Game Awards, and it's going to absolutely freaking freak people out.
Yeah. Something Gollum. I can't remember his name. The guy that like leaks all the Capcom information. Um, it was supposed to come out. I believe it was supposed to come out at the end of this year, and then got delayed. The only thing I'm wondering though is like Monster Hunter Wilds is coming in February, so I wonder if maybe they don't want
Right.
to like have like their two big like probably these are probably the two biggest games they have. Kind of like on top of each other as far as like being in the public eye, and like they want to focus on Monster Hunter Wilds. And I'm not saying this because I'm not like I don't care, like I'm not a
Right.
Monster Hunter fan, so I'm not trying to say this shit on people. But I don't want to see Monster Hunter anymore. I'm so like it's not even like there's games that, like I've been a fan of, like I've been looking forward to. I just like
Hmm.
after a while I'm tired of seeing it like every fucking event. And Monster Hunter has been at like they've done a whole Capcom presents or based around Monster Hunter Wilds.
Hmm.
They did a whole demo at Summer Game Fest. They did another one. I think they revealed it last year at the Game Awards. There was another long demo session they did. I believe at a State of Play as well. So like
Hmm.
we've seen it a lot, like a lot. They did a whole beta. There's been a lot. It's from Monster Hunter Wild. So it's like I said, I'm not saying this is because I'm not a fan of it. I'm just like I've seen enough. Like we don't need to say anymore. So I personally like I think Capcom is like they've done a lot with Keeley, so I'm assuming they'll be
Yes.
there. Um, I'm assuming they'll have something big for them, and I'm just it's more so I just want to see something new from them. But I wouldn't be shocked if it's Monster Hunter Wilds. But I'm really hoping it's Resident Evil 9 because that would be
Dude,
pretty awesome.
for it being Resident Evil 9 and stuff, and announce it like sometime the game release being like in June or July,
Yeah,
that would be the perfect sweet spot because you have Monster Hunter Wilds the beginning portion of the year, and then towards far out, like it's in the summertime, once people have gotten a lot of their fixes done for that, then you just have a full on new Resident Evil game to delve into.
yeah.
Yeah, dude, that would be ideal.
Yeah, the only thing I'm date wise I'm wondering is like I said it's funny I said the same thing last year where we were going into 2024 and it's like we don't have a lot of, we have a lot of games that are scheduled for 2024 but we didn't
Hmm.
going into the year we didn't have a lot of dates and it was because everybody was worried about the Switch 2 and GTA 6 and both of those got delayed to 2025 so I'm wondering like we're like you look at like this year you look at like the first 3 months of the year it like especially like late January to like mid March I mean it's fucking jam packed with games because I feel like
Hmm.
everybody's like trying to get shit out before Switch 2 comes out, but also
Absolutely.
they don't want to fuck around with GTA 6. So I
Yep.
wonder like if a lot of games like if we're not coming out in the first if we're not out by May, like we might hold the date for a while just to be safe because we don't want to come out anywhere we don't want to come out anywhere near those things. So I wouldn't be shocked if we're going into it's like March, April time, and if we don't have concrete dates yet for GTA 6 and Switch 2, we still don't have a lot of dates for things. Because everybody's fucking terrified of it. Rightfully so. We seen in 2022 a lot of big games came out and they were all kind of swallowed up because they all just kind of came out around each other. Um,
Yep.
so it's there's always bigger fish.
They
And
created a big old vortex inside of the galaxy and stuff, and a never-ending black hole that was 2022 game releases.
yeah. So I won't be shocked. Like, and there's two gigantic black holes that everybody's desperately trying to stay away from. So, uh, yeah. So I'm curious. I don't know if we'll get a lot of dates. Maybe we'll get like time frames, like spring or summer, but I don't. Maybe not dates.
True.
Speaking of GTA 6, Gables,
Huh.
do we see anything GTA at the Game Awards?
I think it's a strong bet that yeah, we'll probably
Oh,
see something
okay.
GTA
All right.
related stuff. I'm being really positive in terms of a lot of this stuff that potentially could be there and stuff. It makes a hell of a lot of sense to have something GTA 6 related, even if it's like, say, a miniature trailer or something of something like being showcased in terms of another character or like even some game, maybe a little bit of gameplay or whatever, maybe. But the game's releasing next year. You want to have a foothold to where there's a lot of eyes watching and stuff. So the Game Awards would definitely be the best place to have something GTA related.
Okay. I'm gonna say I think Silksong is more likely to show up than GTA 6 because
Why so?
nothing's bigger than GTA 6. And Rockstar does not need the Game Awards. I mean, last year we got that one trailer last year, and they put it out like 2 or 3 days before the Game Awards.
Right. That's a good
So
point.
yeah, they don't need them. I think they can hold it off and do that whenever they want. I feel um, like no one could compete with them. Like that, Jeff Keighley would absolutely would shit his fucking pants for uh, GTA 6. I would do ungodful things if they let us debut it specifically on this YouTube channel. Like I would do some borderline felony crimes to get that just get that sweet fucking debut trailer on our YouTube channel. So like I'll do Watergate, whatever. That's cool. Like whatever you want me to do, I'll do it. Like you want to
Jesus Christ.
give me the debut, like fuck yeah, let's go. Um,
That is so fucking ancient of a reference.
yeah. Well, I was either that or 9/11 Gable, so I picked Watergate.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Too far? Did I
Oh,
go
you
too
just turned
far?
it from the. Uh,
Sorry. Uh,
I don't know how you just got from one point to the other like that, dude. That was fucked up.
oh, you were gonna be the one in the plane, so I don't know. Yeah. So,
Oh
anyways,
no no no.
well, I was gonna do Watergate. Someone else had to do 9/11. So, anyways, Gable's like, move on, please. But yeah. So, I don't think it'll be there. That'd be great if it was. I think it'd be cool. But it's like, I also wonder, like, maybe too, like, if you're at like, if you have something at the event, like if you have like if you're anybody, any like PlayStation, Nintendo, anybody, like have something there, and you're like you see GTA show up and like those fucking assholes, like because it's like they're gonna overshadow everything, and it's like god damn it.
Absolutely.
So it's like I almost want. I bet like a lot of people are like, please don't be there, please don't be there, please don't be there. So yeah, I don't think it'll be there. I'm gonna give it like a 2% chance because there's always you never say
Okay.
never. Just like Gables 9/11, never say never. Moving on.
Oh god.
Moving on. Kojima. He will be there.
Oh.
We know that for a fact. They announced he'll be there.
Okay, so he is gonna be there.
He has at least 2 games in development.
Okay. Okay.
Last year we
It
got
makes
Overdrive. The year before that we
yeah.
got Death Stranding 2.
There has to be something Death Stranding 2 inside the show.
It's supposed to be coming next year. So
Yeah, that's another case to where I feel that's pretty much a solid lock to where it's going to be at the Game Awards. I mean, for God's sake, if he's there, then there's probably going to be one of two things that are going to happen. One, he's going to reveal a little bit more about Death Stranding 2, or two, he's just there to watch his favorite VTuber win an award.
that's true. What if that'd be awesome actually? What if he is
Actually, that's what I'm expecting.
that'd be awesome if like he pops up like when she wins, like he pops up as a VTuber, but then it morphs into Overdrive, the horror game. She's in the horror game.
Oh, it'd be hilarious if she just pops up. No, just pops up as like one of those little figures or something like that in Death Stranding 2, and it's like, oh God,
Oh my
no.
god, she's like one of the people he delivered to. Oh my, that'd be awesome.
That's how they tie it in.
Yeah,
Oh,
VTubers confirmed in the Death Stranding 2 lore. That'd be awesome. Actually, I'd be okay with that. She's in there.
and also it's like what you don't see is a whole bunch of people going and like withdrawing their pre-orders because of the VTuber being in
Yeah,
there.
yeah. I would be questioning my purchase even more so.
So it's like, oh, no, cancel pre-order,
Yeah,
cancel
cancel.
pre-order.
I'm like, fuck. I'll buy the $100 edition. That's fine. Anyway, um, yeah, yeah, like obviously he's gonna be there. That's like 90% chance that's gonna be there. I think. There's gonna be something there. Honestly, part of me is like more excited to see Overdrive than just because I want to see more what it is. Like we showed
Right.
the video like a couple years ago, like on this YouTube channel that got taken down,
Yeah.
or our video didn't get taken down, but the trailer did. But like you can actually watch. I don't know remember what episode it was, but like 2 years ago, we like
Yeah.
showed video clips of like leaked gameplay of that game on our podcast. So
Hmm.
um, it is there. So if you want to see what it kind of like what it looked like, it's there. Um, just gonna throw it out here, Gables. Next another one here from software.
I don't think we see anything from software related.
Okay, okay. I'm trying. I think was Shadow of the Erd Tree. No, we didn't. No, that wasn't there last year. Um, we got
At
Armored Core
least it's
6 the year before.
right. I'm not
Elden Ring
sure.
was debuted. Gameplay was debuted at Summer Game Fest 2020. So I mean, they've
Yeah,
done a lot in the past. Like Sekiro was revealed at Game Awards way back in like 2017.
that's
I
true.
think Bloodborne was as well. So I mean, there's a long history here
They do
of
have a
them.
long history. I just don't think they're going to have like a big old major game announcement, like being inside of here this initial game awards
Yeah,
and
put out
stuff.
two big ass games and essentially a third game in Shadow of the Erdtree in the last 2 years. So
Yeah, so I don't really think it's going to be like we're going to see much of anything from software other than the people taking awards and stuff from possible winning stuff for Erd Tree.
yeah, yeah. Fighting game of the year, Shadow of the Erdtree. It's never not gonna be funny to me, Sifu. All right, so that's kind of like individual games and stuff I had. I'm just gonna throw out some studios here,
Yeah.
or companies rather. Nintendo.
Uh, I don't think we see anything Nintendo related here.
Yeah, they haven't done. Nintendo hasn't done anything really with. They do like they'll do advertisements for like the Switch games stuff like that,
Right.
but they don't do like ever since Reggie retired, they haven't really done anything with
I
them.
would be really surprised if Nintendo did something with Keeley.
Yeah, the only thing I can think of maybe is like you get like a trailer for like Donkey Kong Country Returns or whatever maybe because that's coming out
Oh,
in
yeah.
like a month. So um, I don't know, maybe something like that. But that's it. Um, Ubisoft.
Yeah. That's a tough one too. That is a very tough one too. I mean, they did push Assassin's Creed Shadows to next
In
year.
February. Yep.
Yeah, and God, God, yeah. I'm trying to, unless it's some sort of a new project or something that has something like interesting to it. I really see them maybe. I see them being at the show, but I think it's going to be super minimal. Maybe like showing some bit more of like Assassin's Creed Shadow, maybe.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm
But I
thinking.
don't.
Yeah.
I don't think they're going to be doing anything like, say, Rainbow Six Siege related, or hell, they're canceling like freaking X Defiant
Yeah,
stuff
it's getting
anyway.
canceled in June. Yeah. Yeah. So
Yeah,
yeah. I don't. I think yeah. I'm assuming at most like Assassin's Creed Shadows. They haven't really done much press for it since it got delayed. So I maybe like, hey, like don't forget this is coming in February, and then it's kind of a good place to get like the last big eyeballs on it before releases in February. So
exactly. I
yeah,
mean, the less we see of Ubisoft, really, the better in terms of like even for like their case too, to where if they're just trying to go focus to getting what type of profit, whatever, from Assassin's Creed Shadows, so that just makes the most sense just to focus on that thing.
yeah. Just get the game out, and get it done. Um,
Yep.
yeah, I mean, I was thinking maybe they like tease like Far Cry 7 or something like that, but I don't know. We don't like because I'm trying to remember Far Cry 6. I think was 2021. So I don't know. Maybe it's time, but like I think it'd be dumb. Like we talked about, like I was talking about, they don't want to like with like Capcom and Monster and Wilds. Um, you know, they don't want to put too many things on top of each other. Like I think everything's got to be focused 100% on Shadow. So
Yep.
um, all right, here we've already kind of talked about it, but I had like Square and Capcom here, but I feel like we've kind of already kind of covered them a little bit. Maybe I don't know if there's anything else maybe you could think of.
Well, for Capcom, we've already said like Resident Evil 9
Yeah,
stuff. For Square Enix and stuff, I've already said my piece in terms of like
yeah,
maybe some being like a guest character or something.
yeah. Sin being a support character in Tekken 8.
Yeah, other than that though, I mean, I can't think of anything else.
Okay. Um, Xbox.
Now, Xbox usually has something in terms of like
Yeah,
that at these award shows,
yeah.
especially with Game Awards. They unveiled the Xbox Series X at the Game
Hellblade
Awards.
2, Perfect Dark. Fable. No, not Fable.
It'd be kind of weird
Trying to remember
though.
what was last year.
I think what would be really weird though is if they chose that to be the place to unveil their like their next iteration of like their Xbox Series like
Yeah,
console or whatsoever.
I think we're a ways away from that though. I mean, we saw a couple more
Yeah,
years, so I was thinking maybe like, kind of like with Assassin's Creed Shadow type of thing, where like Avowed's coming out. I think the same day as Assassin's Creed, so maybe they do some stuff for Avowed there. There's the that South of Midnight supposed to be coming early 2024. So like
right,
there's
right.
there was like some like not really a leak, but there was like you can buy like the album or the like the what's the giant fucking the vinyl. They're doing like a big South of Midnight vinyl. You can buy it, and like the pre-order went up for a little bit, and the release date for the
Uh,
vinyl was April 30th. So some people are wondering if that's the date. They took the date down after that, but so some people are wondering if maybe
oh
like
boy.
maybe that's date or maybe like it's around. Doesn't necessarily mean it's coming out then, but maybe it's coming out around then. So maybe like we get a South of Midnight trailer like with the release date from them. So I'm thinking about, like
Okay.
so.
That actually sounds pretty reasonable. I would agree with you on that. That we do have a strong chance of seeing South of Midnight from Microsoft. I mean, we also could see maybe a little bit more of like Gears of War D-Day.
Yeah, but that's a ways away. So I feel like that was like I'm just trying to think of things that are like coming soon. Like I'm thinking like a year or so out because
Right.
I think that's been the big complaint about Xbox is like revealing things way too early and like it sounds like D-Day is a ways away. Fables is supposed to come out next year, I believe.
Oh God, yeah, that's right. That's something we could potentially see,
But I
even
mean,
more so than say like Gears of War.
I think that's probably like the second half of the year thing. So I wouldn't be shocked if they wait till Summer Game Fest time for that.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I was just trying to think of something like soonish, maybe. I mean, I don't know. I just like I've been a fan of a lot of the games that Xbox has been putting out, but like I said, the complaint is like they announce things way too early, and then we go years without hearing about it. So it'd be great if they just kind of focus on like, especially now as they have things in the pipeline that are
Mm.
coming soon. It'd be kind of cool if they focus on those more so than the stuff that's a year or two away or longer. Maybe we finally get that Everwild, that rare game they revealed like
Oh,
4 years ago.
or maybe Perfect Dark.
Yeah, I mean we got Perfect Dark back in June, so but I mean that's kind of like a teaser thing. So I mean I think that's another one that's like a long ways away. So um,
Yeah,
next up, the last thing I have here, PlayStation.
that's a good question here. PlayStation. It's kind of hard to gauge PlayStation this time around with this. I mean, they have already they've already like done a couple of things like this past like few months in terms of, well, not like say for game stuff. I think if there's anything PlayStation related, they could potentially do it instead of their next like either state of play or whatsoever. I don't think they're going to be doing anything major here at the Game Awards
Hmm.
personally,
Yeah, I
but
mean
it's just kind of hard for me to think what could they potentially do.
yeah, because I mean like they have a pretty good history with Jeff Keighley and Game Awards.
Hmm.
Like last year they did like God of War Ragnarok Valhalla. They've done
Yeah.
Death Stranding 2. I'm trying to remember what else they had. They've done quite a bit with them over the years. I'm just trying to blank on some of their stuff here. But he's done a lot with like trailers and stuff. So I think I know so I'm pretty sure something will be there. Um,
Hmm.
I'm just trying to like the problem is like we just don't know a lot from PlayStation right now. It's like I don't know like maybe they want to hold. I'm guessing like they probably want to hold some of the bigger stuff. Like you look at like usually it's like it's like like I said, it's the free DLC for Valhalla or for
Hmm.
Ragnarok. It's it's Kojima, so they got the Stranding 2 for that. But so I'm wondering like maybe they don't want to like it'd be awesome if like how cool we finally get maybe we get like a Last of Us Part 3 teaser or we get the Santa Monica like what their next game or something
Hmm.
like that. But yeah, I wonder if maybe they want to like say some of those for like their own thing. Maybe instead, especially like when they have a showcase in May or usually they
Hmm.
do like a state of play in January or like early part of the year, so maybe they want to say some of that for themselves. But yeah, the problem is like we don't really know a lot from like them. We don't really have a timeline for really a lot of stuff. The stuff that we do know, there's no real timeline from them either. The only thing
Yeah.
I could think of is like Wolverine, maybe. We get something like
Oh yeah, Insomniac.
yeah, it's like
We
that's
haven't
supposed to
seen
be a
anything in terms of the new Wolverine game yet.
yeah, and that's supposed to be that like rumors were like it's supposed to be a 2025 game, so maybe if that's something they plan on coming out soonish, maybe
Huh.
they think we get a trailer for it now, and then if they do a state of play in January or whatever, they do like kind of the bigger the blowout there, and maybe it's out not too long afterwards either. Obviously,
Interesting.
we don't know. The problem is we don't know like maybe that's their big holiday game. Who knows? But I mean, like I said, the problem is like of like obviously like of the big three, it's like PlayStation's we know the least amount. Like Nintendo, like we don't know a lot about their big games coming, but it's because but we know they're but we know we're waiting. It's all gonna come together with the hardware. So we're just gonna so we
Hmm.
know what's coming from Nintendo in the pipeline. Xbox, like we've talked about, they have a million things announced. It's just about releasing them at this point. Yeah, PlayStation's just kind of like I don't know. It's like we know like Wolverine's happening. There's a couple games in Santa Monica. Um, Trying like who's the Days Gone people up in Bend maybe
Oh
Bend
yeah, yeah, Sony
is
Bend.
is there. But I don't know. Like I don't know how big of a punch that is. Um, yeah. So who knows? But Yeah, that's kind of I don't know. Is there anything else, Gables, that I didn't mention here that maybe you were thinking about?
Maybe Konami. Do you
I
think like Konami may have some form of a presence inside here?
I don't think so. Like, I think the whole Kojima Konami thing, like, obviously 2015, where Keeley publicly called out Konami back in
Hmm.
2015 over Kojima not being allowed to go to the Game Awards. It's a big thing,
Uh,
and so
yeah.
and Kojima's going to be there, so I don't. We obviously maybe they patch things up over the years. We don't know how things go behind the scenes, but I wouldn't be shocked though either if like Konami's like,
Dude,
and I think they pretty much seems like they have a kind of a partnership deal in place with PlayStation too. So
I think it'd be kind of wild if like Kojima's there and all of a sudden he sees more footage of a game he created and stuff like that. The Metal Gear Solid stuff right there at
yeah,
center.
yeah, I feel like though like Keeley, Kojima and Keeley are close enough that he wouldn't do that to him. That would be a
Probably not. No,
that'd be a swerve though of all moments, but I don't think he would
that
do
would be
that.
a really big swerve. It just pans out to him afterwards, like,
Yeah, yeah, just the Metal Gear Solid 3 remake shows up on the screen. Yeah. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. I'm excited for it. I'm looking forward to it, especially then like I look forward to it all the time anyway, like every year anyways. But like especially now with like people talking about it, it's gonna be a good one. So obviously like it
mm.
is it could have like a ton of big announcements, but it's like nothing you're personally excited for. So who knows?
Yeah.
But I don't know. I mean, I think as long as like there's some good stuff that comes out of it, some good news that comes out, that's that's a win, and maybe a couple games I'm personally excited for. I'll be pretty happy about that. But kind of moving on here, sticking with Nintendo, we're doing the thing again, Gables, that I hate to do, but we're doing it.
Mm.
Um, Nate the Hate, who's a very good, he knows a lot, especially with Nintendo. He's probably one
Right.
of the better Nintendo leakers out there. Um, he's saying that the plan right now for Nintendo is to do an announcement for the Switch 2 in January, do the blowout in May, and release in June.
That makes a lot of sense to me. I mean, in terms of like a scheduled thing, if it's June and stuff, I mean, yeah, I could see that. I mean, it's gonna have some time probably away from the release of GTA 6, maybe, but that more or less like goes in line with what we have seen in terms of pattern stuff. Nintendo hasn't said anything in regards to like Nintendo Switch 2 thing for like the end of the year or
Yeah, they
whatsoever,
said
and it's
we'll hear about before April. Is all we know.
before April. So having to be a January and just focus upon the main center thing of okay, this is the full blowout of this system and stuff like that. Here are the games that are going to be maybe presented or something, maybe like right before, like maybe like at that, not the Game Awards stuff, no, not the Game Awards stuff, but what I'm thinking of is like I could see it to where they do their initial announcement at January, the console, the price, the
I think the price might be
initial,
closer to May. Like maybe it's like more like a kind of remember how the Switch was revealed where we got like a trailer
uh-huh.
thing. Maybe like we get some news and some game stuff in January. Then like the blowout is the price. It's the date in like May, and then it's out in June.
So God, maybe if they did do that, just the kind of similar to what they did with Switch, with just the original Switch, to where they'll have a teaser of like maybe a few games that are going to be on there, and then this reveal the system, and then like maybe April, because sometimes they do the little direct stuff in April and stuff. You just got the games, like what games are going to be coming, as well as like the price,
Mm.
and then have June be the initial launch. That way, it gives like about a 2 month, almost like a 2 month grace period and stuff to get people to do the pre-orders and stuff, because they already have like I think they already do have a lot of those systems already made and stuff.
Yeah, they're gonna be making them all the way up till yeah like there's reports been out forever now that they were gonna start production into 2024. Everything
God,
sounds like they started that a few weeks ago. We've already seen some
we've
leaks
already
and
seen
stuff like that.
leaks.
Leaks of
Yeah.
like potentially obviously leak rumors or whatever of the Joy-Con. Pre-orders for like the carrying case and like the screen protectors, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like I feel like we pretty much already know everything about this thing. It's just
Yes.
outside of actually physically seeing it and the price point and the date of the games are going to be there. I feel like we already know what this thing's going to be. So I wouldn't be shocked if it's like like a 6 weeks they blow it out and then 6 weeks later we have it. I mean, it's not too much more than like I think it was like 2 months, maybe a little less between the big blowout in January 2017 to like the release date. It was like mid January to March 3rd. Where we got the actual release of the Switch, and I
Yeah.
mean Nintendo was in a much different place back then, and like nowadays it's like, hey, it's a Switch. All the only thing they gotta do is like just not fuck it up and like do a good job of like explaining to people this is a new console.
Yes.
Not obviously but don't Wii U it again. But I don't know. I like as far as like I don't know. I feel like we would like saying like, oh yeah, I could see this potentially for like 2 years now. Like oh yeah, no, you can make an argument for that. Like I don't know, you can make any argument you want. So with the fucking Switch 2, and it's like I said, it's an exhausting conversation because we've been talking about the Switch 2 for 3 years now. So we talked about the Switch Pro for like 2 3 years before that. So um, I'm at this point like I'm just kind of I just want to see the fucking thing. Or
Yeah.
I just want
Seeing
to
is
know
believing.
how much it costs honestly because like I'm gonna buy it as soon as I can. So I just need to know how much I need to save. Like
Dude,
so yeah. Go ahead.
this is going to be like a $500 system.
I'm thinking minimum 400, but obviously like like with if tariffs go into place, then it might be 500. So the
They
reports out
probably
there.
will, because you look at like even like the cost of like some of the portable PC stuff like that for handhelds, like the Asus stuff, the Steam
Steam Deck.
stuff. I
Yeah.
mean, for a sizable amount of memory and everything else like that, they're generally going anywhere between like the $400 to like $600 range.
Yeah, but I mean, I've talked about this before though. Like we're like those are like boutique things, you know.
Mm.
And we've talked about this in the past. Like I've mentioned before, like Nintendo is at its best when it is competitively priced, and like this is going to be a less powerful system. It's not going to have probably a lot of built-in memory, so it's probably going to be like more SD cards again. So, this is they're more at the family and stuff like that. Like they price them very competitively. They're going to make their money off like yeah. They're like
Yes.
Nintendo is really good at like making squeezing every penny they can out of every product they put out. So I'm still saying 400, but like yeah, like I think if it's any more though, they're gonna be pushing it. Because like they could put out a really good platform with really good games on it, and like yeah, they're gonna sell it right away. They're gonna probably do well initially, but like I think
Hmm.
but like a year out, especially if if like they're not gonna have the previous platform like they did before with the Wii U, where they have a whole
No.
generation of games that no one play they can sell to us again and sell to a new audience too, um, to
Yeah,
fill
they
in
learned
those
a hard
gaps.
lesson with the Wii U and stuff. They're not going to make that same type of like major mistake with that system as they're doing right here.
Yeah,
And that's just the thing about it is like if you're going to go through and release this system, of course the messaging is going to be it being a entirely different system that can play original Switch games. I mean, I don't think they've confirmed backwards compatibility,
yeah, they
but we
did.
pretty much
We talked
yeah,
about
they
it on the
did.
show. Yeah,
Okay, yeah, yeah. My mind's got a little bit jumbled at the moment, but yeah, it's already been confirmed to play original Switch games and this and that and stuff. Everything else that I've heard from like any type of rhythm, like rumors or something like that. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if what Nate the Hate was saying does in fact come to fruition and stuff. But I'm of the mind it's like I gotta see this first before
yeah,
believing in anything. So
yeah. I
it's
mean,
just another coin flip at
it's
this point.
yeah, it's one of a million things you've heard. And the last thing he did say uh, is Kirby Planet Robobot is scheduled to come to the Switch next year. So
Now you see that actually makes a lot of sense too, because the Switch's life cycle here, obviously it's coming to an end.
yeah,
We're seeing a lot of remakes, we're seeing a lot of various stuff, and so why not have another
it's
3DS game
it's
that's
been a
going to be remade?
pretty lame last couple of years of the Switch when it comes to like as of like Zelda, Tears of the Kingdom. It's been not a lot. So and like Mario Wonder, I guess too. But like, yeah, the last couple of years have been like, man, like we are scraping the bottom of that barrel. They're still finding, they're still scraping, they're finding more. So yeah, like we get what Donkey Kong Returns. We're getting the fucking Xenoblade.
Xenoblade Chronicles X,
There's
yeah.
another game I think in February I can't think of that's coming, and then yeah, I don't know. Like we're probably gonna get a Metroid Prime 2 in there somewhere as well. So yeah, but yeah, that's
They
really
have enough in their backlog to actually go and keep
yeah.
things satisfied until Switch
Yeah,
Two's release.
sell a couple million copies of these old ass games for to kind of keep some people excited, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, but let's move on to what we've been playing. Gables, do you want me to go first? Do you want to go first?
Well, I'll have you go first.
Okay.
I'm curious.
All right. I've only been playing one game. It's still the same game. I'm not gonna
Okay.
spend too
Mm.
too much time on it because I talked about it a lot last week. Um, but I've been playing more Metaphor Refantasio. I have passed the 67-hour mark. Uh,
there
yeah,
you go.
it's really good. I am I literally got tonight the like point of no return, so I'm going into the last boss fight.
Oh.
And like
Ooh.
I was gonna like I was hoping to beat it before I did the podcast, but I kind of like I didn't like spoil it, but I looked up like a a YouTube video like the final mission, and the video was like 2.5 hours, 3 hours long, and I'm like, all right, I'll just play it tomorrow, I guess, because I wasn't gonna have time. I was got to like rush through it to like get to it before we did the show. So I'm like, I don't want to do that, especially put this much time into. Um, but yeah, like I don't know, like I talked about last week. I'm still loving it. It is absolutely fantastic. I can't put it down. I started playing it um like man, I just like one of those. You ever like get like just do those like crazy marathons into a game, and like you just like you're kind of disgusted in yourself. Like they don't happen super often with me too much anymore. But like I mean, probably more than the average Joe, I guess. But like I would say like maybe 1 or 2 games a year do that to you, where like you just like I'm not getting off this couch for hours on end. And I basically from like 1 o'clock yesterday started playing on Friday, and then so I've been off for 5.5 months now. But like I've tried to keep a somewhat normal sleep schedule as far as like going to bed at a decent time.
Mm-hmm.
Like I stay up later, but I'm not going like but I'm not trying to stay up to, like not trying to stay up till 3 4 in the morning. And I'm getting older. I don't know if I could do that anyways. I looked over and it was 1:30 in the morning. And I
Wow.
realized, Gables, I didn't eat dinner at all. I ate lunch, and then I
Wow.
started playing it, and I just played it until 1:30 in the morning. I mean, I stopped, let dog out, stuff like that. But like, I realized I totally skipped dinner, and then I started playing it this morning, and I basically played till like, I went up, got a coffee from Starbucks, sat down on the couch, and I basically
Mm-hmm.
played for like I don't know, 10 hours today, 11 hours today. And it was about
Damn.
7:30, and I realized I haven't ate today. So I had to go make some chicken. I was like, oh shit, I did it again.
Oh my god, it's that good.
This game,
Oh
like, I'm
god.
starving myself to death. Luckily, there's enough fat here to keep me going for a while. But yeah, I've been not been very good to myself the last 2 days. Because of this game, I just like, and I knew I was getting close to the end, so I was like, I just gotta like, it's getting like, it is crazy to me, like with these games where like obviously like if first time listening, whatever. Persona 3 Reloaded was my first game. I played that over the summer when I first
Mm-hmm.
broke my foot. It's just kind of funny. I started my injury time with Persona, and then I'm ending it with Metaphor essentially. But yeah, like um, it's fuck. I forgot what I was gonna say here. It's gone. Oh, I'm sorry. It gets back now. But like I remember, like it's crazy. It's like I was enjoying Persona 3, but it was like really like the 40-ish hour mark where like it got like it went from like this is good, I'm enjoying this, to like this is like oh my, like everything like it just went to another level. And the same thing happened with like Metaphor, where it was like 45 50 showers, obviously depending on how much side quests you do, where like this game just went up like 17 more levels, like with the like big story events happening, big fights happening, crazy twists and everything, turns everywhere. And it's just crazy, like this game, like these games are really good, but like I mean, there was like some really great moments throughout Metaphor as I'm going, but like it's just like how like intense these things get. And there was like one moment where like I was like legitimately like I could feel my heart racing because I was like there like one like cutscene where I'm like, what the fuck's gonna happen here? Like I was like so like the storyline, the characters, like it was so intense, so many twists and turns where I'm like I could feel my heart racing because I'm like, well, I don't know what the fuck's about to happen here. Like I'm like something that doesn't happen very often. It's like to me, it's like God of War Ragnarok has done that to me. Like Last of Us games have done that to me. Like not a lot of games like maybe like story from a storyline aspect get to me like that though. Where I'm like I am so like into like what is happening right now. Where like I'm like a nervous wreck because I'm so scared about like, what's gonna happen. And yeah, like it's done that to me. Like I've done almost everything in the game. I did I did all the social links, maxed all those out. Um,
Okay.
the only thing that sucks is I have like 3 trophies that I did the thing for, but like I guess I looked up. There's like an issue where like trophies aren't popping. Some trophies aren't popping for people.
Uh-oh.
So I had 3 that didn't pop that I know I did. I even like went back and did them again just to make sure. Like side things like go to all the places, and some reason they haven't popped for me. I went and tried them again and still didn't work, so that's kind of annoying. But like I did everything except for like there's like 3 like towards the end of the game, minor side story stuff, spoilers I guess. But there's like 3 like tower things you can do, like go and fight these like big bad boss at the end of it.
Mm-hmm.
And I beat one of them, but it was like it took like everything to like do it. Like and
Oh, I see.
yeah, then there's like 2 more, and I was just like nah, I'm good. Like, and they take a while too. Like, they're not too, like probably like 45 minutes each. And I'm just like, it's all right. And then there's like, it's basically like the crazy like the in-game combat stuff I haven't done. Then there's like one there's like a combat arena you can go to, and you have to like basically do like 30 fights in a row without losing or run. And it's like it's not really hard. Like I did one of them. It's not really hard. It's more of an endurance thing because like you're like
Yeah,
running out of like MP and like you can't really buy MP items in the game, so they're very scarce. So I don't want to waste them in
mm,
that because like you can't like I said you can't buy them. So I don't want to waste them all on this. And there's like I did one of them. There's a few of them to do, and I'm just like all right, I'm not like so I'm like I want to save these for like the final boss area because like it would suck to get to that and then like oh I don't have any more magic. I don't have any more magic or MP items left because I use them all in the big like the in game fights and stuff like or like the optional like hard fights. So like and it's like I'm like whatever. I'm like it's like I can do them, but it was just it's like it's a 3-4 hours of time. I'm like Indiana Jones is coming out on Monday. I want to play that, so that too. So I'm like I want to. And I'm enjoying the game like so much too. So yeah, the game is fantastic. The story is great. The characters
mm,
are amazing. Like I talked about a lot last week. Heismay is continuing to be like one of the greatest characters I think I've ever played in a video game, like or not even played, just a character in like a video game. Especially like JRPGs, where like sometimes those characters are just kind of whatever, like milk toast, and like he's a
yeah.
really great character. Like and like I really like the fact like one cool thing is like it's like the other Persona games, like I said, I've only played three, but I know of like five and stuff like where you can like eventually romance the characters and stuff. In this game, there's like
Hmm.
no romancing options in the game, and I kind of like that
Oh
because it's
wow.
just kind of like you're just like I don't know, because like I'd play like okay, oh I like this girl, so I'm gonna meet, or I like these two girls, so I'm immediately just gonna focus on these. Or it's like like and like I just kind of focus like when I play Persona 3 Reload, I focus on like a couple girls, and then like I guess I'll go deal with the guys, like to go like focus on some of these other characters and stuff. But it's like I really want to do the romance thing, it's kind of like we play like Mass Effect. I'm like totally gonna focus on Liara here, but like I do like the fact that like in this actually it's not because like there's no romancing options because like I just like really like I'm just going in. I'm enjoying like their side story and like their character building, and like I
Hmm.
just like I want to do all of them instead of like I'm gonna like go all in and focus on this one or two, just because oh I like their personality. Oh they're the hottest character, so I'm going with them. I don't know. So like I think just like not going in with that optics in my brain of like I'm just going in like just focusing on like not fucking up the answers to the questions so I can't romance them and then just like focusing on like I don't know, it's a weird thing where it's like I'm not looking at their body. I'm respecting them for the person they are type of thing. I don't know, it's weird, but it's a weird way to talk about a video game character, I guess. But yeah. So like, but just going in there like like doing all their stuff and focusing on that like it is awesome. Like, they're all, I think all of them like their payoffs are fantastic. The journey along the way with them and like where they end up at like they're all really really great. Like there's not as many I don't feel like at least like Persona 3, it felt like there's a lot more characters, like social links to do. And this one doesn't feel like there's many. And then plus, there's instead of 10 levels, there's 8, so that you can go through them faster. But like, yeah, I think the way all of them, and there's like less characters in your, like, there's only like, I think like, I'm not gonna say it, but there's your party's a lot smaller than in Persona 3 Reload, I'd say. Um,
Okay.
so like, it allows you to focus more on them and as well. So like Persona 3 Reload, there was like characters like I don't think I even used them once, like like in the entire game. So I didn't really care about them. I had no connection to them because of that. And like in this, because like they do a good job of like kind of like making you use all these characters, like and like because of that. So I feel like I'm more of a connection with them because of that too, because it's a smaller group of people. So yeah, like yeah, this game is absolutely fantastic. I can't wait to finish it
Mm.
tomorrow. And like um, the 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 main villain is awesome. He fucking sucks, and he's really great. And like he sucks and like he's an awesome bad guy type of way. So yeah,
Ah.
like I'm really happy with it. Continue like yeah. If you are like it's I mean it's a big undertaking. This game's gonna take you. I mean, I'm sure if you there's probably people that can play it faster and smarter than the way I did it. I'm sure, or you could probably speed through it a little bit faster. But I mean, it's gonna probably take you like 60 to 70 hours to beat, unless you want completionist. It's probably closer to 80. But yeah, no, it's really
Mm.
great. I'm loving it. But yeah, that's why I'm playing Gables. What about you? You said a beat a game.
Okay. I ended up buying Dragon Ball Sparking Zero, right?
Okay.
So the initial thing about this game is like it's more of a kind of like a fighting game in a sense to where you're basically task is playing a bunch of these different character chapters, right? And so I mainly focused upon the main character Goku and stuff. Let me tell you something. The gameplay of this, it's fast, it's frantic, it definitely looks pretty. I mean, for God's sake, this game in motion, especially if you're playing as like one of the characters, you can actually just go through and zoom across the freaking map or something like that, chase down fighters and stuff, break like all sorts of various scenery, like go through mountains, go through rocks, like go navigate around things to chase after your opponent and stuff, just absolutely beat the shit out of them. It can be a bit hard to keep track of where people are because when you're playing this game and you're playing against a character and stuff, they'll go through and try to hide initially in sort of like set pieces or something like that in order to try to power themselves up so that way you can't readily find them as much without having to try to sense them out or like try to lock on to them and try to just immediately rush towards them. The gameplay also can be kind of hard to kind of process in terms of like the controls because the controls are fairly simple in terms of like okay you have one button for an attack, you have one button to go and fire blasts and stuff, you have one to block, and then you have one to counter. Where it really gets kind of complicated and stuff is like you have aspects to where you can fly in the air and stuff and like increase your height of it or decrease it, so basically you have L1 that will lift you up in the air and stuff, and L2 will decrease and stuff. When you're doing like fights in the air and this and that, it can be pretty daunting to try to concentrate for it because you'll be like maybe a little bit like below somebody, you try to attack and stuff, and it's just like punching nothing and stuff. Like they don't automatically go through and lift like what they're looking at and stuff. But even despite some of those little nuances and stuff, I absolutely had a blast with this game because you're going through all sorts of the various story stuff from like Dragon Ball Z all the way through Super. You get to play all these epic battles and stuff against like people inside the series. Like there's this one battle that I know that when this game came out, people were clamoring, "Oh God, this is fucking difficult." And I got to that initial battle. Basically, you're playing against like you're fighting against Vegeta and stuff. He transforms into this giant form and stuff, this big old like monkey form and stuff like that. And you have to try to take him out. Yeah, that battle took me about three or four different times because it was me trying to get adjusted to how I should attack him on top of how powerful his moves are because he's literally like about 30 stories tall, right? And you're basically you're placing your character so small in comparison, and of course he's going to try to attack you, and you have like lots of power and this and that you have to contend with. I ended up beating him basically by chance because I went through a routine to where I do a couple different punches and stuff, and then just gather a bunch of energy off screen, and then just spam by holding R2 and the circle button because that'll trigger certain special attacks. So for Goku, depending upon what times inside of the what places in the story, he'll do like a final attack if you hold down the R2 and circle. For that initial battle that I was just talking about, you have the aspect of using the Spirit Bomb, which is basically an attack to where it takes a long time going through and set up. And one thing I found out relatively quickly is if you don't stun a character and you're using like say your special in terms of that, there's a good possibility you're going to be able to miss and miss often. So for that initial special move, I kept missing it. Kind of got me a little bit frustrated with that. But going through, finally finishing up that battle and then going towards the next, another thing that I really liked about it was it separates this gameplay stuff for these episodes in different story arcs. So you'll begin like the beginning of Dragon Ball Z, then you go to the next one, go to the next one, then you go to Super, have its arc after arc after arc, and it basically goes one battle after another. So for that particular character, if they had like multiple fights inside of one arc of that anime or something like that, you'll go directly towards the next battle. You'll have a little bit of an intro scene in like introducing you to that initial battle itself. But I absolutely did enjoy reliving certain moments. And yeah, there are some things to where you could like do something entirely differently from what happened. Like, for example, there is an option in the beginning of the game to where, like, your Goku, you get beat up by Raditz and stuff like that. Is this enemy that came from outer space and stuff, and it, like pretty much abducts your son and stuff. And so you have this other character, Piccolo, that comes in and stuff that was your enemy when you were a kid, and basically say, hey, why don't we just team up together and stuff and beat this alien, blah blah blah, that just came in here because he's super strong and stuff, and I want to rule the world, blah blah blah. So basically, you have the option to where you can team up with Piccolo, or you can just not use his help, and instead your friend Krillin's going to come along with you to face off against this alien. So you have options like that that pop up occasionally. I'm kind of disappointed to where you don't have like some more of those type of auction like options like towards the certain parts of say Goku's story thing. But one thing I did start to get tired of and stuff, it's like there were all these intense battles, especially towards the later half of that like Goku's like episode stuff, to where it got so exhausting. Literally, there were boss battles to where you have characters that had like 4 or 5 different like health bars that you had to go through and just whittle down and stuff. And unless you're powering up, some of the initial fight stuff would take a little bit longer because your attacks are weaker if you don't try to fully power up and like use specific special attacks and this and that. So as a fighting game, it was kind of a little bit more coordinated in terms of like effort on my part in order to try to go through and do it. But I absolutely did love reliving a lot of those battles, figuring out the controls after a while because once I figured out how to do guard and like figure out that I could teleport behind enemies and stuff like that when they try to do an attack or counter them at just that right moment, that right timing, it was really rewarding. And you'd have all these epic moments to where I'm fighting somebody, they flash behind me, like I flash behind them, they do it again, and all of a sudden I do it again. I just freaking just start beating the shit out of them and stuff. Oh god, it was just fun. It felt like kind of reliving like some of the thoughts and feelings I felt while watching that show initially as a kid, and then kind of magnified to where okay, well now I'm playing as Goku and I'm just really just tearing the shit up. But yeah, after I spent like about 9 hours apparently, according to like the timer up on like my PS5. Because normally, whenever you play a game on PS5, it'll say how many hours you've went and played and stuff.
Mm.
And so across the time I bought that game, like on like the day before Black Friday, all the way up until like around yeah, all the way up until like around oh god, like a couple days ago and stuff. I spent about 9 hours. I saw the end credits for that, and I'm like, damn, this was a fun game. I will tackle some more of like the other episode for other characters because there's multiple different characters, like with Goku and some of the other side characters, some enemy characters as well. So this definitely has a lot more to it in terms of content and stuff. But the main thing that the story generally do is like if you just do the Goku one first, since that's the main one anyway, and beat that, that's part of the reason why people are finishing up that game like inside of 5 to maybe like 7 hours or something like that. But if you're a big fan of the series, I definitely would recommend giving this a shot because this is definitely more inclined to more fan service sort of stuff for initial characters or more fan service initial like battles that you get to explore. Like I didn't even have a chance really to delve into say like what another character like what Piccolo's doing or with Gohan in terms of like Krillin or something like that. But I would definitely recommend maybe waiting for a sale for this game. I mean, I bought a full price because I felt it was justified for doing that. Well, then I was also buying another game on top of it that was also like discounted to like almost next to nothing.
Hmm.
But it definitely was a great experience, and quite honestly, it's probably one of the more exciting games I've played this year.
Nice. Oh, very cool.
And that's pretty much it for me.
All right. Well, awesome. Well, thank you guys so much for liking us, watching this. Wherever you're at, please like, hit the subscribe button, follow, 5 star, leave comments, share with your friends. Really would appreciate it if you did that for us. We're on every podcast service out there. We're on YouTube, so there's links down below in the description if you want a quick way to get there. But yeah, I was your host. I was Tyler.
I have been Colonel Gables. Until next time, everyone, thank you for listening to another fun filled episode of the Drunk Nerds podcast.
Hey, Gables.
Yeah.
Too sweet.
Too sweet, man.
Bye, guys.
See ya.